Hello everyone, this is Ayosia here, and I have some mini journals I'd like to share with you today. I've made 10 of them, and I'm going to list them in my shop. Well, they will be listed in my shop by the time this video is up. And each journal comes with one of these, which has got lots of journaling goodies. And basically my thinking behind that is the journals. I don't know, some of you might have been watching my Junk Journal with Me series, and I have been working in journals just like this, and so they start out life really small, and then they end up, I'll put it over here, and then they end up looking like that, really bulky. So this one started life actually with less pages, with fewer pages than are in this one, and I've just filled it with lots of goodness, and it ended up like that. So I was just thinking, if I keep them, reasonably priced, and you buy a little journal like this, you might be less, well, you're more likely to just play in it and not worry about, making mistakes or whatever. So that's my thinking behind that. So I'm going to go through each journal separately, and I'll number them, and then in the description box below, next to the number of the journal, will be the Etsy listing. So you can decide if you want any at all. You can decide which one you want and then go straight to that listing. I think that would be the most straightforward way of doing it. And of course, it goes without saying that you can, of course, make your own. They are really simple to make. It's just a one signature with a bit of card. Some of them have fabric, actually, canvas. But I'll show you anyway when we look inside. Okay, so I thought I'd start by showing you what's in these bags. I had such fun putting them together. It was like making party favors. Reminded me of doing party bags when my girls were little and used to have kiddies parties. And so each one comes in this bag, in this paper bag. It says live well, laugh often, and love much. And of course, it's designed for you to use this in your journal as well. And so you could sew that along an edge or something and make that into a pocket, or I'll leave it up to your imagination. You could stick it down one of the pages or whatever, something like that. And then each bag has a couple of these luggage tags, the brown ones, a tea-dye tag, some denim, a doily, and a selection of pretty papers. They're all pretty similar, all the same. You've seen me, I've used this paper in one of my Junk Journal with Me episodes, can't remember which one. Some tulle. This is some hand painted paper. I was playing around with using acrylic inks. I don't know if you can see the shimmer on there. Some of that in there. And then there's 5 pieces of fabric for you to use in your journal. 2, 3, 4, 5. There's some paper with a design on it. There's some card. There's a stamped piece of card or paper. Some scrapbook paper. Some vintage sheet music. And a ribbon, and in here there's a bag of buttons as well. I inherited a box, literally a box of buttons from my husband's grandmother, and if I don't start sharing them, I'm gonna be handing them over to my grandchildren or great-grandchildren. So in the bag there's literally a handful of buttons. I didn't, very randomly just took a handful and put them in these bags. So you'll get a selection of those, and of course you can use this bag in your journal as well. So that's the bag. Some of you will have, I was hoping actually this bag would have that. My thinking behind this is they would look really nice to make tags with. You could attach them to a tag like that, or you could put them on the end of a page, or something like that. I have a lot of denim remnants because I used to make bags. I still do make bags out of upcycled denim. Some of you will get, instead of a strip of denim, you'll get a button. And what I did was I sewed it onto the brown paper tag, and there's quite nice because then they make a pair, you can write on them, and then when you're done, they just go back together like that. Like that. So that's the what you get in your paper bag. Just a mini, I don't know, journaling kit for you to use with your journal. And so I better get a move on, otherwise this is going to be a very, very long video. So I'm going to try and go through each journal really quickly. Otherwise we'll be here forever because there's 10 of them. Okay, so this is number 1, and it has a tie that's just threaded through the binding, so you can take that off, this bit of lace, and card scrapbook. It's quite thick. It's the same as I use on my journals, exactly the same. It's the same material, the same thing. With a lace trim on both ends. Oops. And inside, there's an envelope for you to put stuff in. There's scrapbook paper. I don't know the measurement of this actually, but I will put it down below next to each number. Some card. In each journal there's definitely 60 sides front and back, so there's 15 sheets, but they all vary. Some are as small as that and some are 4 pages, but all in all there's 60 sides front and back. Some manuscript paper, graph paper. Each journal has a sewn pocket with fabric or paper, mostly fabric. And then this is a tag I made out of some paper that I did some ink, painted some inks on, sewed some ribbon. So there's 2 tags there. A book page, music paper, a page that's got sweater sewn on middle, and then the other side is just like the mirror. So they're mostly naked journals, and for you to do what you want, because that's how all my journals start their life, and then I keep adding stuff to them. Okay, so that's number 1. And this is journal number 2, pretty much exactly the same. Same tie, lace front and back. Yeah, they're all pretty much the same actually. This has got an envelope, there might just be some variation with the fabric. Every envelope has got a heart stamp on it. Papers, sheet music, book page. The book pages are completely random. It's from a book from Milton. I haven't got a clue what it's talking about. But I'll show you how I use book pages in my journal. So I what did I do? Where is it? Might be in the other one actually. This one. Oh no, it's this one. Sorry. So here is a book page, exactly the same Milton book page, and I've just done some collage on there and then stuck something down and made a tuck spot. And that's one of the music pages. I stuck something down there. On this book page, I gessoed on top of it and then drew over that, and gessoed on the music paper. And on, where are we? Yeah, so on this book page, I stuck a whole like waterfall pocket thing. So I just like the fact that there's different layers in the journal, and then it gives you scope to do lots of creative things with it. Okay, so that's a book page. Pocket with some bits and pieces, some tags in there. Gone past the middle. That opens up. I need to slow down, otherwise I'm going to get in a muddle. Okay, so that's the end. So that's journal number 2. Journal number 3. Okay, so this is journal number 3, and it has this ribbon that goes through the binding there. And the front, I've done some layers actually. There's some scrapbook paper there, some fabric. There's this pretty flower. There's a bit of a sweater there that has these pretty beads, and there's some silk under there. and then there's a lace trim on the front and a lace trim on the back. So on this one, this has a pocket on the inside, because I had done lots of stitching on the top, so I wanted to cover that up. So there's an extra pocket in there with a silk flower and some fabric, and there's the same pocket with a fabric tab, scrapbook papers, a book page, but herbs I think in this one, same manuscript paper, graph paper, pretty paper, music paper, and this pocket is paper with 2 layers of paper sewn on, and I made a tag out of the ink painted paper with a gold feather on it, and there's 2 tags in this one. Some pretty paper, the other side of the book page, paper that folds out like that, and the envelope. So that's journal number 3. This is journal number 4. The cover I made out of, if you like a neutral cover, this is quite new, this will be for you. The cover I made out of wallpaper, calico, there's a doily, this ribbon, a lace trim on the side. Actually, there's calico under the lace as well, and the same on the other side. And inside there's a pocket made out of calico with stamped paper in there, wallpaper, envelope. This is slightly bigger than the first 3. None of these journals are traveler's notebook size. I'm still very new to that, so none of them are, just to say that. None of them will fit into your traveler's notebook. So book page, they're too wide. Music paper, pretty paper. This is a pocket I made out of paper with a doily, no, what is that? A tulle, it's not doily, tulle, purple tulle bow, and a couple of tags of stamped paper and a tag with a tulle at the top and sewed, and you can write, this flips up for you to write in. There, that's really pretty, I like that. Very nice dark tea dyed paper. Book page and envelope. So that's journal, and there's a pocket wallpaper, and there's a pocket also on that side too. So that's journal number 4. This is journal number 5. This is pretty much A5 size, the pages are, and it has a tulle closure which is completely, it's not attached at all to it. And the journal number 5 and number 6 are almost identical. You'll see that in a minute. So just sewed bits of scrapbook cards, quite thick, lace trim on the side. That's the back, and it opens up. There's a pocket, no, an envelope with a couple of scrapbook papers in there. Card, actually, this is. Couple of that, and see the pages are A5 in size. It's pretty paper. That one has the today's a perfect day for, some cards, book page, green tea dyed paper, music graph paper, and a pocket that's made out of a layer of paper and fabric with this pink tulle stapled on, and there's a few bits and pieces in there. That's a tag I made out of that paper I did inks on with some tulle at the top. Did some sewing on that one, and there's just a random piece of paper in there. The middle, and it mirrors on the other side, book page about herbs. And an envelope on the end. So that's journal number 5, and that has the tulle closure. And this is journal number 6, so it's pretty much exactly the same. Okay, we're getting there. And this opens up and has a couple of bits of card. All the journals are the same price, and I know some of them seem like they have more than others, but they have essentially pretty much the same thing. A couple of them might have a few extra bits in them, but I've tried to keep them really even, so they all have music paper and the same number of sides and all of that stuff. So but you might feel that you're getting better value for money if you go for the bigger ones, but you might prefer to work in a smaller journal, so it really all depends on your preference. So that's the envelope. Music, scanned in music page, cover of music paper, pretty paper, book page about herbs, manuscript paper. I hope this is in frame. Pockets, same as in the last one. Some paper that I've inked on. And a couple of tags in there. Middle. So yeah, they're all really blank for you to work in, play in, actually. Pretty paper, the other side of the music envelope. And so that's journal number 6. This is journal number 7. This one has got a canvas cover, and I've sewn this square of pretty fabric onto it. It has a lace trim there, and the ribbon is attached. I've sewn that onto each side, and that's the back. It's very plain. And so the journal opens up, and it's the same as the others inside. So envelope, oh, put some bits in here. Some extra bits in there as well. So this is journal number 7. Yeah, this is journal number 7. Today's the perfect day for pretty paper, a pocket which is made out of some wallpaper and 3 layers of fabric there. And this one has got 2 cards in that open out like that with some fabric sewn on, and that one as well with some fabric and a paper with a butterfly on there. Middle, pretty paper, book page, music paper, graph paper, the other side, pretty paper, and that's the end. So this is journal number 7. Journal number 8 is a fabric cover as well, and the ribbon is attached. And I sewed on this pretty thing with dangly bits on it. If these annoy you, you can just cut them off. There's a lace trim on there, a lace trim there, and a lace trim there. And this opens up. So this is journal number 8. Again, it's just got paper scrap in there. Paper, book page, scrapbook paper, a pocket which is made out of different fabrics sewn together, a tag which has got this upholstery fabric tab, and a couple of stamped birdies on tea-dyed card with fabric tabs at the top. And that's the envelope. That's journal number 8. And this is journal number 9. It has a paper cover, but I've sewn that pink, some pink fabric under there, and this pink thing with flowers of beads on, and it's got the dangle as well. And a ribbon which I've just threaded through the binding, and it has a lace trim on that side and that side. So this is journal number 9. Same on the inside, envelope, pretty paper. A book page about herbs, graph paper, manuscript paper, This is quite nice to write on. You know, it's designed to notate music on, but you can write on it. Green tea-dyed paper. A pocket which is made out of fabric with the fabric circle sewn on, and a couple of tags in there. I hope I'm not going too fast, but I mean, it's mostly blank pages, so that's the end, and an envelope in there. So that's journal number 9. And journal number 10, we're almost there. This has got a fabric cover, and it's got that pretty flower there, fabric square, and it's got the dangly bits. And there's a bit of a doily actually on this one, lace trim and lace trim there. So this is journal number 10, and it's the same. Oops, it's stuck down. Pretty papers. And there's a pocket which has got made of paper with a bit of a doily sewn on there, and a couple of cards, one with a stamped, and it opens up like that, and one with various bits sewn on opens up like that, and they live in there. Papers. Yeah, it's still the same number of pages. It seems like more, but it is. I did count each one. Maybe because these are A5, so maybe it just feels like more. So that's it. So that's journal number 10. I don't know what else I wanted to tell you about these journals. Was there something in here? I remember thinking there was something. I can't remember. No, it's gone. But anyway, yeah, this is the other of my journals, which started life as one of these, and is starting to get filled up as well. So, and don't forget, you'll get one of these with your journal as well. Don't forget you get one of these. Alrighty, thank you very much for watching. So if you're interested, head on over to my Etsy shop, and each journal listing will be next to, oh gosh, I better just stop talking because we've got to the end anyway. So yeah, so just look in the description box below to which journal you liked, and next to the number will be the Etsy listing. And have a lovely day, morning, evening, wherever you are, and thanks for watching. Lots of love. Bye bye.